Hey guys, I'm Gio, and I'm excited to share this video with you. And I'll start with a question. What if 100 repetitions could completely rewrite your reality? Sounds almost too simple, right? But neuroscientists, this guy's interesting, I'll get to him in a second, Jacobo Grinberg, believe the mind doesn't just perceive the world, it constructs it. You've probably heard that before. Also, Neville Goddard taught that the world outside is a mirror of what we impress into the subconscious inside. So what happens when you combine their teachings? You get a method that's been used for centuries, a method that requires no rituals, no expensive tools, just your voice, a single phrase, and absolute conviction. So most people overlook it because it seems too basic, but the ones who try it, they often report experiences that are hard to explain until you live it yourself. Now let me show you how, okay? So have you ever repeated something to yourself so often it became part of your identity? And most of us have 70 to 90,000 thoughts a day. Most of us the same thoughts over and over. Most of them are negative about ourselves. I'm not lucky. I always mess up. It never works out for me. I'm not good enough. I don't deserve this. That's not just mindset, it's programming. And Grinberg believed that the brain interacts with an invisible field of information, and that field responds to the internal structure of your beliefs. Goddard said the subconscious mind doesn't care about truth. It accepts whatever you repeat with certainty, emotion. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Neville Goddard, that's a quote from him. Science confirms this too. Repetition plus emotion and visualization creates long-term potentiation, the process where neurons wire and fire to create stronger connections. So when you repeat something, especially with emotion and visualization, you're not hoping. You're installing a new program into your brain, your reticular activating system. We'll get to that in a bit. So what you're going to learn in this video, what I'm going to share with you, is how Grinberg and Goddard's theories align. They're both saying the same thing, to report this simple 7-night ritual. Now, if you can do this for 7 nights, some crazy things might happen. Why repeating one affirmation 100 times can rewire your subconscious mind and shift your frequency, the exact way to speak, feel, and let go to trigger transformation. And what signs to watch for as your mental state shifts and reality begins to reorganize around you. It can be a little chaotic at times when we do this, okay? And Rumi said, what you're seeking is seeking you. Okay, he's a really smart guy. Maybe not smart, sorry. Well, but anyways, what you are seeking is seeking you. And the thoughts that we're putting in is like what we're creating in our world. So you don't want to stick around to the end, because by the end of this video, I'm going to teach you exactly how to do this technique. I encourage you to try it at home. You understand the power behind your words, how to craft the right affirmation, and why consistency, not complexity, is what actually shifts reality. So you don't need a new method. You just need a new level of focus. That's where most people fail. Okay, but before we get into it, I want to talk about this Jacobo Grinberg guy. He was a Mexican neuroscientist, psychologist, and consciousness researcher. He studied shamanism, telepathy, and the interconnection between mind and reality. He published over 50 books on consciousness, perception, and the intersection of science and mysticism. He spent time with famous Mexican shamans like Pachita, studying their healing abilities. He proposed the synthesis theory, the idea that human consciousness interacts with a fundamental holographic informational field to construct reality. And he disappeared. In 1994, he disappeared without a trace, just days before publishing what was considered his most groundbreaking work. He left behind no evidence, no body, no travel records, nothing. Mexican authorities opened an investigation but found no leads. So there's all these theories surrounding the disappearance, from political to mystical. Some people think the CIA was involved because he was abducted or silenced, because his work was touching extremely sensitive or advanced ideas about the nature of consciousness and reality. He was allegedly in contact with people involved in intelligence or military research, and his studies in telepathy, non-local awareness, brain field interactions may have threatened certain power structures, or revealed knowledge considered too dangerous. Okay, enough of the conspiracy stuff. I find it interesting, like MK Ultra and even the remote viewing stuff that they were doing. I'll make another video about that stuff later. But for now, let's get into this, because it's what you're here for, okay? So we're going to start with Grinberg's field theory. So reality is a co-creation between mind and this informational field that exists. Reality is this perception, I guess. Your beliefs, though, shape what you perceive as real. A person who believes money is scarce will ignore or dismiss opportunities that contradict that. Neuroconstructivism is your brain builds your reality through experience and perceptive loops. Something may be scary to someone, the same thing might not be scary to whatever. So based on our beliefs, we create this lens through which we see the world. And then based on our beliefs, we think different things about different things we see, we react emotionally. So if we can change our belief and we can reprogram that, we can change the way we see the world or the way we create reality. Okay? Now, Neville's reflection principle is the world outside is a mirror of the assumptions held inside. Speak it until your body believes it. Okay. Here's a quote from him. Change your conception of yourself and you automatically change the world in which you live. pretty straightforward. For example, a woman repeated, "I'm a magnet for aligned opportunities" for 7 days and reported that 3 unexpected offers showed up that week for her in her job. So number 3, the third point here is why 100 repetitions work. So repetitions bypass the critical mind. Something with emotion and emotional intensity will create faster absorption into the subconscious. Why when we have a traumatic event that's highly charged emotionally, it creates this belief in us. It's way deeper. Sometimes it's just repetition over time, the things we see, we hear, we feel. But the more we can rewire this brain and create this new program over the long term, it strengthens our neural networks and really reprogram the subconscious mind. So repeating something 100 times with focus creates a dominant thought pattern, okay? And you put in the emotion and the visualization, something's gonna happen. Athletes do this all the time, repetition plus a visualization to create mental certainty before performance. And they even did some studies where guys were visualizing their shots going in basketball, and they actually did better than some of the guys who are actually practicing. Okay, so here we get to the juicy stuff. This is the 7-night ritual, how to do it. So choose one phrase that resonates deeply, and I highly recommend not to do a double negative, so I will not get sick. I will be healthy. So don't think in double negatives because the subconscious mind does not like that. But choose a phrase that resonates deeply. For example, everything's flowing in my favor. I'm going to get the job of my dreams. I'm aligned with my highest path. But make sure it's something you really want, because sometimes we'll attract something that we don't want, like this beautiful partner that's a 10 out of 10, and then you find out that they're full of themselves, or that everyone else wants them. You get jealous. Or I want to drive a Ferrari, and then you realize like, oh, I can't take it anywhere. I'm scared to scratch it. Someone's going to steal it. It's so expensive. So really the first step of this is getting clarity on something that you really want and the reasoning why you actually want it. So once you get clear on that, once you got that, every night before bed, okay, and I'm going to add something to this as well. Before you do your 100 repetitions, I want you to do 5 minutes of breathwork. You can find any breathwork video. You can find one on this channel, any breathwork video, even if you just take 100 deep breaths in. That may be a lot, but 5 minutes to the timer of deep breathing. If you want more resources on breathwork, check out our website, mentalrhythm.com. It's a whole resource. But the breathwork is going to change you and change your state from beta to alpha theta, close off the default mode network, so the repetition is going to land deeper. Okay, so simple as this. Take a deep breath in, exhale. Focus your awareness on your breath, just like that, and do that for 5 minutes. Okay, so it's going to clear the mind, get you present in the body. Okay, now I want you to think of an emotional state that's tied to your word, to your mantra, to your statement, to your whatever you're doing, and feel into as much as you can. Now, one key hack here is think of something you're really grateful before you do this, okay? Time in nature, the birth of a child, something you did. Get into that space, think about it, feel in your body, and then start, okay? So we're gonna say it aloud 100 times. Visualize it as if it's already done. So we have to believe that's already happened. 100 times in a row, use a clicker, a counter, use your fingers. If you get lost, just keep going. Maybe time yourself the first time so you get an idea of how long 100 is. And after the session, end it and let go. That's it. Don't think about it anymore. We're programming it in, and now you're gonna see these things in your reality. Your reticular activating system is gonna find them out. It's gonna seek out the opportunities. It's gonna pull them into your reality, okay? It's a quote from the Bible. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Okay, so when we have strong faith in something, that's usually what all the mystics talk about is the most powerful thing for creating this aligned life. So now, why letting go is critical? Obsessing usually equals doubt, worry, fear, questioning. You're kind of putting that back in your mind. Does this really work? Then you start seeing the examples in your life of why it doesn't work. You gotta let go. It's already done. It's happening. It's on its way to you right now. You're feeling it's coming in, okay? Releasing control lowers cortisol. This is another thing, the stress. And boost alpha brainwaves associated with creativity, openness, and receptivity. Let it go. Surrender. There's a book called The Surrender Experiment. I highly recommend you read that. Kind of related to this, not totally, but it just shows up all the time in my life. It's like when we have faith and we let go and we keep our focus on the goal, it's going to happen. Don't worry about how it's going to happen. Just focus on the outcome and really feel it. So what to expect? It's going to be subtle at first. You might improve your sleep, emotional shifts, sense of inner alignment. Then this is what you're going to start noticing is synchronicities. Unexpected support, an outcome, a random email. You run to someone who has a solution to the thing you're looking for. It's going to start happening. It's going to align with affirmation. And this is a science fact. There's this thing in your brain called the reticular activating system. And when you start putting a program in, it filters and notices what matches your dominant internal focus. So it was designed, I guess, when we were trying to survive as cavemen. We're hungry, we're looking for food. Help you find new blueberries, maybe a squirrel to try to catch or something like that. Have you ever noticed when you're trying to buy a new car, you're looking at maybe like a Jeep, and now you see Jeeps everywhere on the road, or Tesla, and I see Teslas everywhere on the road, whatever kind of car. this is the way it works. So imagine what you're putting in. And Tony Robbins said, energy flows where attention goes. I'm sure he's not the first person that said that, but I love the way he says it. He's got a great voice too. Your energy is going to flow where attention goes. So make sure you're putting your attention in the right place, not the wrong places. So this isn't magic. It's pattern reprogramming. Simple as that. Repeat it, feel it, release it, watch what shows up. Try it for 7 nights and even track the smallest shifts. They often lead to bigger ones. You want to go for more than 7? Keep going. Okay? Up to you. Most people can't do 7 nights. Most people give up after a couple. Their mind loop is too strong when you're wasting your time while you're doing this. But I think you're different. I think you can do this. And I've done this before in many different ways. This is one of them. And the results are incredible. So try it out. Send this to someone to try it with. Do it with a few friends. See if you can manifest a trip together or something. Okay. If you like this video, you can subscribe, leave a comment. Love to hear from you guys. If there's anything else you want me to chat about or talk about, you can put that in the comments below. Thank you so much. My name is Gio. Check out Elemental Rhythm for breathwork tips, tricks, and how to become a breathwork facilitator and change your life. Check that out. Peace.